If you're like me and you watch Wild Wild Country on Netflix and you said, I need more Bhagwan. If you saw the first 2 episodes of this documentary and you said, what's the issue? This guy's killing it. If you watched Wild Wild Country on Netflix and you said, why is it that when the Hindu prospers, it burns the white man up? If you had to get to the part where they poisoned the town before you said, okay, fine, fair enough. Poisoning the town, fair enough, not allowed. But I still need to see more. I haven't decided. If that's kind of where your head was at watching the documentary, well, I have a treat for you. I found another documentary, pure YouTube gold, great found footage, a lot of beautiful teachings, a lot of beautiful revelations. So whether you're a cult survivor yourself, or you think you might be in a cult, or you're trying to build a cult following for your business or personal brand, get a pen and paper, take some notes, because I'm going to give you the tips, tricks, and tactics that had these people saying, please, please, Bhagwan, take my money. Please, Bhagwan, please take my money, Bhagwan. Before we get into that, do your karmas, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and on my count, we're going to hit that notification bell, and we are going to start this spiritual lecture in 3, 2,
सूरज है वहाँ चांद है ओ भगवान वही हमारा प्रेम वहाँ सूरज है वहाँ चांद है ओ भगवान वही हमारा प्रेम.
His name is Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh.
First of all, let's just stop it right there and say this is rock and roll. It's a banger track. It kind of slaps, and also okay, so what they're saying in that song is, he is the sun, he is the moon, oh Bhagwan, you are my everything. That's what the song is. So he has his followers saying that over and over again. It's like a jingle. It's an incredible tactic. They remember you, but also subconsciously they're kind of singing your song all day. Most religions, they're on this guilt shame thing. This, rock and roll, I like it. And hey, who told you God doesn't want to rock and roll? By the way, just a quick question. Who told you that God doesn't want to rock and roll too? How do you know that God's not up there saying, hey, how come I only get invited to the boring stuff? How come I only get invited to the weird stuff on the weekends? But when the real rock and roll is happening, they don't want me around? What did I do? How accessible are you to your market? How accessible are you? Are you doing drive-bys? I guarantee you this guy would be on social media, right? I mean, if he was around today, this is the kind of guy that he'd have IG stories every day, TikTok every day. See, the Bhagwan knows what the Bhagwan knows. And the Bhagwan knows that the flock is fickle. Okay? And the Bhagwan knows that if you don't show up this week, then the flock, they say, no Bhagwan? No Bhagwan coming this week? Maybe someone else is my Bhagwan. And they're gone.
A new dance has begun, and the fragrance of death is in the air.
Wow, what an attack. It's an attack piece. It's a hit piece. Don't put your opinion in so much. You don't have security at your events? As an American, you should like that. As an American, you should say, hey, we love the guns. So when these guys come and they have to get them too, you should be like, oh, they're just like us, right? Realistically though, you go to an event this big. If you have this many people, you need security. That's responsible. He knows what he's dealing with. You don't know these kooks, kooky dukes. These, you know, change the religion types. You got a bunch of these people that converted to his religion, and that's fine. But you never know when one of these kooks wants to pop, and they just go, Bhagwan, I love you, Bhagwan, Bhagwan, Bhagwan. And then this guy has to jump in and say, pop, pop, back it up. Brah, back up. For God, you're making this gun guy look bad. They don't care. Look, they're all dancing. It's a good vibe over there. So why do you have a problem with it? Call out the right things. I don't want to defend this guy. You think I want to defend this guy?
This man so twisted the minds of his followers that they killed themselves and their children in a monstrous mass suicide.
Again, rude. This guy killed every single one of his followers. All right? He killed all of his own followers. This guy poisoned a town. I'm not saying it's okay. You can't poison the town. I don't want to defend this. I don't want to defend this. I don't want to defend this. A lot of wild stuff going on, okay? But you got to call it correct. You got to call it correct. And this comparison, very rude.
I'm prepared to die for this family if I have to for freedom. Thank you, Dad.
They called him Dad, and their devotion was complete.
You have saved my life so many times, Dad. I would die for you right now, Dad.
It's cute when the kid does it. I'll spill their blood and blow up their brains.
Thank you, Dad.
It is weird when these 40-year-olds are doing it. I'm nothing without you, Dad. I didn't say that to my dad in real life. And if I did, he'd probably be like, okay, don't be weird about it. Look, the documentary's trying to make a comparison. They're trying to make a comparison. Because Osho has everyone calling him Bhagwan, and this guy's has everyone calling him Daddy. So let's have a little discussion about that. A lot of people are going to find this very offensive. I think a lot of Hindus might attack me on this, quite frankly. But I'm going to say it because I think it's the right thing to say. If someone tells you to call them Bhagwan, that's a red flag. Bhagwan means God. So whatever group are you in a group right now? Are you in a group? And the guy leading the group said, hey, just call me Bhagwan. People shouldn't be telling you to call them Bhagwan. Now, that being said, red flag, look into it. Red flag, look into it. That being said, it's very common in the Hindu spiritual community that people will just say, hey, call me Bhagwan. My parents used to listen to a guy named Dada Bhagwan. Dada means grandfather. Bhagwan means God. So he had his followers calling him Grandfather God. Grandfather God. But he really had that kind of attitude. I don't think he was screwing around. I don't know. We might have to do a future episode about him. I don't know. Nobody's off limits here. In Hindu culture, it's okay to it is common to call people Bhagwan, is what I'm saying. India is like a Silicon Valley for cults, okay? And Hinduism is like open source. You can go in, you can say, hey, I was reincarnated from that guy. Bing, bang, start a thing. A lot of people do it. A lot of people do it. It's open source. You could even see some of the people in the spiritual game right now. Jay Shetty, right now I think he's too sexy. But when his grays start coming in, I think Jay Shetty is fully gonna say, call me Jay Bhagwan. Shri Akarshana, here's another dude. This guy already put on the Shri. He already calls himself Shri, and he's like a manifestation. He's like the secret law of attraction coach, but he's mixing in some Eastern philosophy, so he already put the Shri in front. Guaranteed, this guy hits 20 million, 30 million, he's gonna go Bhagwan, and that's it. Sadhguru, he could do it. I think he could do it now, and it would be fair. But it is a big load for the ego to lift. So you call yourself Bhagwan, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous load to lift. You start getting cocky. You start talking a little too much shit, and we're gonna get into that right now. You start talking a little too much shit. Let's keep going. Godward. Godward.
Both Jones and Rajneesh share inescapable parallels with another charismatic figure.
Are the parallels inescapable? Look, the Hitler comparison, it's a little hack. And it's like half of this documentary. It's entertaining. Hitler comparisons are always entertaining because you can pull up the footage, you can do that. But ultimately, Poison a Town is not. This is why both sides get more and more aggressive. Now you got the lawyers coming in.
The chief exponent of the Rajneesh legal philosophy is Swami Prem Niren. The Swami, formerly P.J. Tokes, was a partner in a politically powerful Los Angeles law firm. But as the #1 legal strategist for Rajneesh Foundation International, he directed an unrelenting attack on Antelope.
Swami Prem Niren, a.k.a. P.J. Tokes, attorney at law. And if you keep talking about the Bhagwan like that, this guy does not look happy, right? But why? This guy looks like a guy that woke up in the morning and he said, this is going to be a no-brainer. This is a guy that woke up in the morning and said, I'm going to go down there. I'm going to say, hey, Rajneesh. I'm going to say, hey, Rajneesh, you ain't no Bhagwan and you need to get out. And everyone's going to clap for me. And I'll walk out of there the king that saved everyone from a cult. From obviously what is a cult. Not only does he not get to yell at this guy, but they flipped one of your guys. You got to go yell at him. He's done. He's done. He's checked out.
If it's necessary for our peace, for our safety, for our survival, to take over the county government of this county, then of course we'll do it. We don't turn the other cheek. I would suggest that someone really check it out before they make any attempt, because they'll find that they may have their own life in danger.
Krishna Deva's tough talk.
Woo! Let's go! Krishna Deva says, let's go. You want to go? We got guns, we got lawyers, we got food poison. What do you want to do?
We're not creating the Jonestown here, you're creating the Jonestown. And I tell you, we'll be happy to die with your bullets in us, and we'll die in Rajneesh Mandir.
Look, whether you're looking for a sales team, or public relations, or a legal team, right? Whatever market you're trying to attack, if you can get someone from that market speaking for you, Bhagwan is a master at this. He's so good that they started learning from him, because now look at who they have coming back on the attack.
As time goes by, more and more ex-sannyasins are coming forward with ugly revelations of abuse, suffering, and crime.
Still wearing the maroon. Still wearing the colors. I mean, you know, when you got it, right? And that's why this man needs to be studied. That's why he has to. We have to look into this.
They touch any of our people, one of our person, I will have 15 of their heads, and I mean business.
If one of my children gets hurt, if one of my children gets hurt, if somebody hurts somebody in my flock, oh, I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what I'll do.
Okay. And don't you ask me any more question about gun anymore. Unless you're ready to do something about it, don't ask me.
Don't bring up the guns. Don't you dare bring up the guns. This is a ashram of loving kindness, a home of peace and tranquility, and if you bring up my guns again, one of my guns might go pop, pop!
Christians have always come in for special attention from Rajneesh.
The Christian church has destroyed all intellectual freedom in the West. It is not an accident that fascism, Nazism, communism, all three dangerous dictatorial trends of this century are outcomes of Christianity.
It's rude. I don't like it. You come out swinging like this, the other side's going to dig their heels in, they're going to swing back. And that's the tragedy of this. All could have been friends. You could have had a joint congregation. You could have had some group chanting, group dancing, meditation. Give each other the teachings. You know, I guarantee you, like, nobody needed to get mad about this. I guarantee you these guys, these people, as they approach 30, they say, hey, we're married, we have kids. You want to just go to real church now so we're not doing coke every weekend? Huh? Can we do that? Then 10 years later, they get a divorce, back to Bhagwan. And that's it. This is the natural cycle. It should be, you know, more open, more cool like that. Not, you know, when you start getting into the fights and the schmites, but you had to cross the line, didn't you? You had to cross the line, and for what?
Rajneesh lives well, even for a god.
And Bhagwan says, I'm a very simple man. I like best of everything.
I believe in luxury. If I cannot make everybody to live in luxury, at least I can manage to live myself.
For a little bit of money. For money. Hey, you got money. Yeah, you gotta get paid. Money. Yeah, money. They wanted to get hot.
The most fundamental rule of this violent life is all means are good if they fulfill the end. And of course, rather than arguing, it is better to pull the sword. Might is right.
You see, what I learned from this documentary is that the people just want to believe in something so bad. I said the people want to believe in something so bad. They're thirsty for God. They're thirsty for spirituality. And when you give them a righteous cause, you'll find that they will fight for you like God's spirit is in them. They'll say, please, please let me give my life. I mean, look, when they came in, fair enough, some people were just straight up racist. Some people were. Some people were racist. Fine, fair enough. But then these two, they know how to get them riled up. And then once you get them riled up, you get a bunch of other people on the other side getting riled up. Some more people on that side, more people on this side. Someone crosses the line. FBI's coming to town. You got guns coming in. You got bombs coming in. You got food poisoning. And before you know it, for the thing which I greatly feared has come upon me, and that which I dreaded has come unto me. Job 325. Thank you, 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 thank you for watching. Whew! Sometimes I get a little riled up myself, don't I? Sometimes I get a little riled up myself. But again, thanks for watching. Really appreciate you. Hey, if you're worried about, like, you're going to join a cult or something like that, if you've been in one, if you think you're in one now, someone's telling you to call them Bhagwan, guys, look, I'm not a professional. Number one, get help. But number two, make sure you subscribe to The Drip. Every Friday, we have a joint congregation, myself and Stephen Coffeezilla. It's myself and Stephen Coffeezilla, and I just want to say thank you. I want to ask you to subscribe to the show, but I also want to say thank you to the congregation and Stephen for really encouraging me to get this video finally done, to come back onto YouTube. They said, where's your karmas for God, Amish? And here it is. Some of you guys are looking at this right now and you're saying, Amish, are you trying to start a cult?
You are a corpse.
Have respect. It's not a cult, but a spiritual institute? that saves other people from cults? Well, let's see where it goes. Make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, tell your friends. Most importantly, if you enjoyed it, leave a comment. Tell me which other cult leader I should cover. Because I do really want to get a series of these out. This is number 1. I do want to make it a series. I have more ideas for who I want to do, but I want to know who you guys want me to do. So make sure you leave that in the comments. And most important of all, I want you to remember, Bhagwan loves you. Bhagwan loves you.